This is the review channel, and in this video I'll be reviewing chopsticks. These wooden utensils have been used for over 6,000 years in ancient China. In the modern world, chopsticks typically accompany westernized lo mein, filled with plenty of non-MSG high-sodium soy sauce. Chopsticks were originally used in traditional cooking methods until the reign of the Han Dynasty, where they were utilized for eating to save the fragile decor of the lacquerware plates and bowls from sharper utensils. They're available in a variety of materials, from metal to plastic or wood. Wealthier families would utilize silver-tipped chopsticks since it was believed at the time that the silver would blacken when in contact with poison from their enemies. I'll be reviewing a pair of disposable bamboo chopsticks from my local Chinese restaurant. The chopstick measures 22.5 centimeters in length from tip to tip. The top end and most of the chopstick have a diameter of 5 millimeters, while the tip is whittled down to a 3 millimeter diameter. On this particular chopstick, there's two groove markings near the top that are 7 millimeters apart. These grooves are 1 millimeter deep. There's two chopsticks in this bundle that are used together to pick up food items instead of piercing them with a fork, which is considered to be more aggressive. These chopsticks come in a red paper sleeve with yellow Chinese symbols. On the base of the front of the sleeve is a short blurb greeting users of the chopsticks. Welcome to Chinese restaurant. Please try your nice Chinese food with chopsticks, the traditional and typical of Chinese glorious history, and cultural. Bamboo chopsticks, product of China. The grammar and random capitalized words are an interesting choice that may have been made in error during the translation before printing. I have several pairs of these chopsticks and they all have the same blurb. So the company that produces these chopsticks must be okay with this. All in all, it seems pretty authentic. On the back of the sleeve are detailed instructions and visuals to help anyone learn to use the chopsticks. The instructions are written much better than the blurb on the front and work well paired with the visuals. One thing that stood out to me the most is the statement, "Now you can pick up anything." That's a big claim that'll soon be put to the test. The chopsticks slip out of the paper sleeve with ease. I like this style of chopstick where they're smoothed out and rounded instead of the square ones you need to break apart. I find those chopsticks have a lot of splinters that require you to rub them together to get the splinters out, like a Boy Scout trying to light a fire. There's a very dark mark on one of the sticks, probably from the original piece of bamboo this was whittled down from. While these are smooth, there was a fairly large splinter along the top. To use the chopsticks, place one between your thumb and index finger. You want to stick it in the meat of your thumb and hold it in place. I like to use my middle finger for support against the stick to keep it stiff. Next, place the second stick along your index finger, almost like you're holding a pen to write. The top stick is moved with your index finger to pick things up as you pinch it between the moving stick and the stationary stick. This takes a lot of practice to get just right, and the right dexterity muscles to pick up heavier food items. There's a very simple trick that you can use to hack your chopsticks so you don't have to focus so much on your form. Take the sleeve that the chopsticks come in and fold it along the middle lengthwise. Start to roll up the sleeve so you get a rounded and thick roll. Place this roll between the chopsticks near the top. Then take a rubber band or a string and wrap it tightly around the chopsticks, above the roll so it holds the ends together, pinching the roll. This gives an easy-to-use pinching device that makes using the chopsticks much simpler, though I personally feel it doesn't completely help people to fully understand how to use chopsticks, since the form is lost on a claw-like pinching motion like a lobster. Now that we've worked out two different methods to use the chopsticks, let's put them to the test. I find that noodles are the best food to be eaten with chopsticks. It's easy to get a grip of a bunch altogether, or individual food pieces in the noodles. With enough practice and dexterity, you can grab individual noodles. Chopsticks are my preferred method for eating noodles, though it can be easy to grab more than you intend to start chewing. Rice, on the other hand, is trickier to eat with chopsticks. Trying to grab bits of rice can be a hassle since the rice will fall apart depending on how sticky it is. The best method is to physically pick up the bowl toward your mouth and use the chopsticks in a V shape to scoop it into your mouth. Overall, chopsticks are not nearly as effective as a fork or spoon with rice, but it works nicely with sticky rice or sushi rolls. I wanted to test the strength of these sticks, So I tried picking up a 200-gram weight. Once I got a good grip on it, it was quite easy to lift up. The sticks held the weight well without giving or breaking. 200 grams is heavier than most any bite you'll take, so this is a good indicator of what you can lift with these chopsticks. Once you get the hang of using chopsticks, you can use them to pick up anything you want. It's all about getting the right grip. Once you grip something in the right spot, the chopsticks become an extension of your fingers. You can pick up most any small object, like a pen. You could even write with the pen if you wanted. You can pick up a fork to pass to your inferior non-chopstick using acquaintances. You can even pick up small knickknacks that may be laying around the house or in hard-to-reach places. With enough practice, you can even lift a quarter off the ground. Chopsticks are great for snacking too. They make a good alternative to getting dirty, greasy fingers from snack foods that may have excessive flavoring. These have been my go-to utensils for potato chips, Doritos, cheese puffs, and even cottage cheese. Moving on to the pros and cons. As a pro, chopsticks are a great authentic way to eat Americanized Chinese food. They serve almost as a status symbol, showing your dexterity and intelligence to learn the utensils of another culture. If you're looking for a minor skill to feel superior to most people, chopsticks are the way to go. These simple utensils can be repurposed for a variety of tasks. Whether you need to scratch your back, make an impromptu Q-tip, or pull out the garbage and crumbs from under your refrigerator, the uses of these versatile wooden sticks are only limited by your imagination. If you're a big snacker like me and don't like getting Cheeto dust on your keyboard, then chopsticks are the best way to go about stuffing your face while surfing the information superhighway. Looking at the cons, there's a definite learning curve to using chopsticks. If you don't have good dexterity or you're missing the thumb and index finger on your dominant hand, then you may never be able to experience the joy of using wooden sticks as utensils. It can take the average person many boxes of lo mein until they have a full grasp on chopsticks. And if you don't like trying to learn new things, then chopsticks are not for you. Splinters can be a very big pain, and chopsticks have plenty of them available. Even with these smoothed down chopsticks, the possibility of a splinter in your fingers or tongue is quite high. If you're worried about splinters, reusable plastic chopsticks may be the best way to go. If you identify as a social justice warrior, then the cultural appropriation of using chopsticks may greatly offend you. The best route to avoid cultural appropriation and getting triggered is to continue the use of forks and knives for your vegan quinoa salad. Overall, I found my experience with these chopsticks to rate at about 3.5 out of 4 stars. I had to knock it down half a star because of the splinters on the pair that I was using. I'm very paranoid of getting a splinter in my tongue. Despite this, I enjoy the use of these ancient utensils. These disposable bamboo sticks heighten my noodle eating experience from a regular dinner in front of my TV to a cultural experience. This is the Review Channel, and if you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe.